autistic brain has less room for resilience. Now, there is the other side of autism where there can be cognitive and language and social delays, where there is excessive slow wave activity
Hmm.
or not enough differentiation and development in cognitive centers, in prefrontal cortex centers. So they're stuck between a lot of super fast wave activity of
Okay.
hypersympathetic dominance and then a lot of slow wave activity. What we see interestingly on the brain scans is that the autistic brain is notoriously low in those middle range frequencies, like the alpha range
Right.
and the harmonics of alpha. And that's where, like you said, the lack of peace is coming from.
Hmm.
Because the alpha rhythm is basically a rhythm that our brain generates when we're connected to the earth without electrical interference. And it basically turns off cortical processing and allows us to just be calm, focused, present in the moment. Basically, there's a part of our brain, we're getting a little geeky here,
I like it.
called the thalamus. And
Okay.
it's like a sensory gating system. It's kind of like a sensory relay station where all our visual input through our eyes, auditory input through the ears, somatosensory input, tactile input from the skin, it goes to the thalamus and it relays all these signals. Well, the alpha rhythm helps the thalamus to block out excessive signaling.
Mm.
So if you don't have the alpha rhythm, now the brain is bombarded by excessive sensory input.
That's why they try to output it by putting hands over their ears and
Yep.
slamming their head around and other things they do.
Yep. Discharging all that extra electrical energy because the brain is doing a poor job at being able to block that incoming sensory input.
Okay, see, I like
Right.
this.
See, in our brain, we have a balance of green lights and red lights. So green lights is glutamate. It's excitatory. It stimulates thinking, processing, right? But if everything's always green lights and all the neural circuits are firing, it creates chaos, collisions, right? And it can be, it's total chaos, right?
Yeah.
That's where we need enough red lights to basically block neural signaling so things can be under control.
Mm.
And that's where,
Balanced.
whether it's autism, anxiety, speech disorders, ADHD, you name the neurological problem, it's because the brain has an imbalance of excitation and inhibition.
Okay.
It doesn't have the proper balance of green lights and red lights. And it's my job working with a client to orchestrate that perfect balance of neurosignaling and red lights
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
way you get optimal cognition.
Okay, optimal